Hey there folks, Chumpask here bringing another audio commentary, and today we have a game between th000 and Sai. I'm not actually sure how his name is supposed to be pronounced here. Unfortunately I speak no Chinese. Kai, Sai, something like that. At the moment I'm just saying Greek letters really. We'll just see what I default to. It's going to be an elf mirror. It's going to be on Twisted Meadows as well, which is a fun map for elf mirror. It's very big. It means that, well, we can get these quick games where you just go for Priestess of the Moon, and then you get your hunters, and you go for a push with ancient protectors and stuff. Sometimes you can sometimes get these amazing games where just Twisted Meadows is such a big map, so many expansion opportunities. We're gonna have to see what type of game this is gonna turn into. From the start, it looks like we're gonna be seeing Priestess of the Moon from th000, who's obviously not putting up an Ancient of War quite yet. Maybe he'll put one up soon, but this Wisp is undoubtedly just to hope that the Ancient of War is here so he can aggro the creeps onto the Ancient of War, but unfortunately it's not there. It is actually in the opposite position, so bad luck there for th000, but we will presumably be seeing Priestess of the Moon first, because we don't see any Ancient of War going up yet, so we're going to be seeing a Hunter's Hall Ancient of War build, and we're going to have to see if th000 wants to do that, just one Ancient of War in tech, and get a couple Ancient Wars out, or really commit to it. We know we are seeing the Demon Hunter out first for th000, e3.TuO Kai's. I'm not even sure how his name is pronounced, unfortunately, and he will produce one archer, presumably before starting this creeping, at which point he'll probably want to pick up a Merc as well. And we do have one Wisp here. Maybe th000's going to go for an early expansion, or maybe he just wants to have that opportunity when it comes. We do see this Priest of the Moon on the way. Depending on what he wants to go for, he could try and steal a creep based by getting searing arrows first, which just allows you to steal those creeps a bit better, but it doesn't help obviously with the big creep, the rock golem, and also the Demon Hunter is melee, so he'll be right in the action, so it'll be harder to steal the items as well. We're going to have to see how th000's going to want to play this out. He is putting down one Ancient of War, 100 so maybe he's going to be going for the tech path, or maybe he's going to be putting down a second one shortly. We know th000 is presumably scouted out all the locations and knows what's going on. Two Wisps here to heal up this Ancient of War, in addition to eating a tree, and th000 actually now bringing in his Wisp to slow down the Demon Hunter from getting the hits off. Very nice play there, because it's going to buy him that little bit of extra time he needs to get his Priestess of the Moon into the battle, and I'm not sure. Let's take a look. He hasn't spent his skill point yet. Maybe he'll spend it right now. It looks like he comes in very close there. Doesn't manage to steal the creep, unfortunately, and then now the mana burn goes off, and actually we can see as soon as that mana burn goes off, th000 immediately chooses the aura. Nice little choice there, and th000 actually managing to buy that Shadow Priest. Nice there, because it denies it to Sai or Kai, who really needs it obviously, because he's been taking a fair bit of damage on his Demon Hunter. He is going to be chasing down this Shadow Priest though. He should be able to get the kill, and meanwhile th000's just going to be doing a bit of harassing here. Oh, he tries to get the archer kill, he does get it, and it looks like some of these Wisps are going to be under attack now, and it looks like we do have one Wisp from Sai here, just doing a bit of watching, seeing what's going on, seeing if a second Ancient War is going up, which I believe it is. Yes it is, so we are going to be seeing a really aggressive play here from th000, maybe going into an expansion and attack, or maybe just trying to win the game straight out, and th000 now going to try and take out some Wisps. A good choice here, because it's going to delay Sai from attacking until he knows that the Priest of the Moon is out of his base, and we do have another Moonwell going up. It makes sense to get them up as soon as possible, and it looks like this Moonwell is actually going to have to be cancelled. It is cancelled just in time there. Nice play there, and it looks like Hide actually being used to keep this Priest of the Moon alive, and then Sai actually dropping his item so he can get that bit of extra healing off. In the presence of the Priest of the Moon, you do need to be careful, but you can see he did drop it on the sensible side, and the attack has now started for Zai here, and an Ancient of Wonders going up as well, which th000 could try and cancel maybe as soon as this Demon Hunter runs far enough away, and he could only really take one hit off from that, and it looks like this one was still not doing any building of a tree of life, which would be a nice move at this point. And we do have 100s here. Actually, look at this, lots of mercs being picked up here by Zai, really clearly worried about some sort of pressure coming on here, and looks like this one troll piece will probably go down. Yes, he does, and some hunters has already done huge amounts of damage there, because that priestess priest is just so useful for the healing and for the defense, especially when you're running low on moon juice like Zai is here. And it looks like we do have this Priest of the Moon now coming in with 3 Huntresses, which obviously do a bunch of extra damage to those Berserkers, and then you can just hide the Huntresses when they get low, because we still don't have any dust here for us. You really would have thought he would have bought some by now. Another Ancient of War being built up back here. Really, Zai now taking a lot of damage, and that's going to allow Thu to just do to maybe take an expansion if he wants to, or as I say, he could just play it a bit longer. It looks like finally death's being bought here for Zai, who's going to be able to chase out these low huntresses. One has gone down, but Thu did a nice job of getting his or taking a lot of damage on his heroes. Will be able to go back, heal up, and we'll have to see if he wants to put on more pressure. But with these Ancients of War now up, a lot of archers can be pumped, and there's nice little places here where these Ancients of War can be placed, and they can avoid the attacks of the huntresses for long periods of time, and that's just a very nice thing to do. Meanwhile, this one Wisp actually here going to be scouting out what's going on, but probably will go down here. Maybe we'll detonate. It looks like he had very fast reactions there, so we'll be able to at least detonate it by the experience. Maybe not. We'll have to see if he's just waiting for as long as possible. Yes, he does. Very, very nice bit there. Really, really great. Just wasting as much of Thu's time as possible, and looks like the Priest of the Moon probably going to sell. Ooh, sells his TP, not even buying boots or anything. So really, you can tell he's very committed to this attack. He's not looking to play a long game here, and I think they're going to run in first attack upgrade actually on his huntresses, which actually is a bit contrary because that suggests he's going for a bit of a longer game. So we're going to see how he wants this to play out. Tier 2 almost finished now, and Hunter's Hall just starting now for Zai in the back. That's really bad that his Hunter's Hall was so late, but he's been under so much pressure. He had to put up his 2 Ancients of War and buy all those mercs, and he's been very low on money, so that's a bit unfortunate there for him, and it's going to really delay his tech. Thu already has 6 huntresses out, still only level 1 though, he will get level 2 off this one creep there, and that will give him Searing Arrows. Actually, he could, we'll see, because there are lots of archers here, so Owl Scout might be better. Actually, he does go for Owl Scout. I like that move, because it's going to stop the archers from hiding, assuming that Thu wants to push before the night is actually over, but it looks like maybe he's turning back, in which case I think it's less useful to have this Owl Scout. Well, it is nice to have that free scouting. There's not a huge amount that's really going on here, although on this big map, it's alright to have that Owl Scout just generally anyways, and it looks like we do have some creeping here by Thu, which is pretty odd considering he should probably be pushing at this point. He isn't teching, it looks like he's just trying to get a critical mass of, he's actually going for some glaive throwers now, as well as the first armor upgrade, and it looks like that's just what he's stalling for a bit of time here. We know dust goes off, and Zai actually gets one kill there, but gets far too aggressive with his archers. He does need to get back here. That's very, very over ambitious of him, trying to move there, but nice staff at the last second, just before that those hits landed from those huntresses, so they keep one of those archers alive, and those are very, very crucial at this point, as Zai now wants to be picking up his second hero, possibly a Naga. There are a couple nice options here. We're going to have to see what he wants to go for. Obviously the Naga is the very standard elf mirror second hero, and another Elf Scout being brought out here, obviously the only mana, or abusive mana that Thu has, and so as long as Zai isn't mana burning him constantly, he's going to have these owls out all the time, and that's a really nice thing to be able to do. And it looks like Thu sticking actually at that tier 1, although he does have the money to be teching if he wanted to now, or I think he'd be better just be putting up an expansion at this point, and maybe trying to go for a bit of pressure. Only one Ancient of Lore now going up, because Zai's really worried about the pressure that could be coming in, so he needs to be constantly spending money on defenses and more units. And we know, a Mud Golem being bought. Could this allow a slow to go off and surround the Demon Hunter? Looks like the slow's already going off, but Thu's not even trying to get the surround. Why not? He should definitely be going for this surround now. Instead, he's going to go for these archers instead, now that the Demon Hunter's out of the battle, and that's going to get him a couple kills at least, but Thu's going to lose one hunters in this battle already, and there's just so much piercing damage here from Zai. Very, very nice. It looks like one glaive thrower is now in the battle, but Thu not going to be able to do too much damage with it, because there's no unarmored units here or anything like that. He will be able to take down buildings if he wants. Keeper of the Grove now coming out for Zai. It's an interesting choice actually. I do quite like it. And look at this, level 3 now for Thu. He's going to be getting that level 2 aura, is just so strong, and having killed all the units of Zai, basically he's going to now run out of this battle, and that's a very, very smart move here. He moves to the back just so that he's not in too much danger, and he's now going to be able to fight from range without having to be within just darting in and out of buildings, stuff like that, where things like Dryades can really punish you. And it looks like actually these glaive throwers finally have a very good use taking out these Dryades. Unfortunately, the Dryades are too able just to move about a bit, and lots of repair now going off on this altar, trying to keep it alive. These wisps will be killed, but will give the Keeper of the Grove enough time to pop out here, and slow going off yet again on this Demon Hunter, and that's just keeping him completely out of the battle. Thu doing a nice job of just running away from this slow Demon Hunter, and the Demon Hunter now in a lot of trouble, but Keeper of the Grove is now out, teleport being used now by Zai, but it looks like this Priest of the Moon is also very, very low, down to 39 hit points. We'll need to make sure that he doesn't get entangled or anything, because he doesn't have that TP. He did sell it very early on, so he could have a bit of extra money. One entangle goes off to stop them microing back attack that th000 undoubtedly wanted to do there, and th000 actually leaving two very vulnerable units together and alone. That's a bit careless there by him, but in the meantime he's doing a whole lot of damage. Actually, some of these hunters is not under the effect of the aura, which is so useful, but Entangle does go off. th000 now in a lot of trouble, down to 13 hit points, and that one last flying bird from the Keeper of the Grove gets the kill, and level 2 already on that Keeper of the Grove. This is going very, very well for Zai. He's fended off that first strong attack, and th000 really with no ambitions of expanding at this point, no tech ambitions either. Will really need to see him buy it back at the tavern. He already has, in fact, and he's bought a couple mercs as well, and mercs really bolster a hunter's army very, very well, and we can see th000 has a lot of them, as well as a couple archers actually at this point. That's an interesting addition. It will be nice against those Dryades if he can get within range, but obviously he doesn't have the range upgrade because he isn't tier 2 yet, and a bunch of low hunters will undoubtedly be run back to be healed up, because there's a lot of moon juice left for th000, and actually interestingly a moonstone being used now by Zai just to try and get some more moonwell juice. Obviously it's a bit of a sacrifice just because it also enhances th000's moonwell regeneration as well, but he just needs so much more tier 3 now, and we do have a Orb of Fen, and that's just so powerful against this type of army. With many weak units, you can just hit every unit once, as we can see Zai is doing here, and you just do hundreds of damage with each hit. It's just so strong if you play it right, and we can see these mud golems now both being poisoned. Actually, one of them just being taken down, and Zai will now be able to pick off a couple low huntresses. Goes for one there, down to 19 hit points, but will run away. He is poisoned, so he'll be down even lower though. More moonwells being built in the back, but th000's just being able to put on this constant aggression. So nice, and we can see he's keeping these mud golems at the back with the other casters, just so that they are kept safe and for opportune moments when he needs them, and just such an important thing to do. Priest of the Moon now actually in Quickless level 4, so I'm really having a lot of trouble fighting this off at this point. He does have the Tree of Eternity, so th000 can't move too much further forward without taking massive damage from it, and it looks like Zai will maybe be able to fend this off for now, because th000 has a lot of low units, but he will be coming back soon, and Zai needs to get some bears out or something just to be doing some tanking, but at the moment he's at 27 out of 10, so really needs to maybe spend his money on tech and items instead, and then he can spend it, and maybe even a second Agent of Lore as well, so he can spend his money on units once he gets his moonwells back up and running. And it looks like th000's going to be doing some creeping, meanwhile running his Priest of the Moon home, actually deciding to give up on this creeping. Interesting there. I'm worried about the creep jack, which could have come in but actually didn't, because he is this Owl Scout for all knowing. Nice play there by him, and the Keeper of the Grove actually using a Clarity Potion as well, just to regenerate a bit more mana, and Zai now actually uprooting his Ancient of Wonders. I wonder where he's going to run it to. It makes sense maybe just to put it somewhere here. He looks like he might just be eating some trees just to keep it alive for a bit longer, but I think it would be useful to make a bit more of a Sim City sort of, just to try and force th000 to either spend time taking it down, or to have to run past it and take the little bit of damage that it does do. And we'll do have the Master Bear training now finishing, and Zai now at 27 out of 40 food, so can start producing bears, and that rejuvenation is so strong against a low DPS army, but a high sort of endurance army like the Hunters based army that th000 does have, even though he is now level 4 with 2 healing scrolls. Wow, that's a huge gold investment. Still only tier 1 for th000, who's really been unable to deal the final blow that he really has been looking to, and it's so much harder to deal now that we do have tier 3, because we do have things like Dryads coming out, we do have things like Bears coming out, we have this Poison Orb which is so lethal, but th000 is just such a strong army at this point. He's in with such a good chance to take down this Ancient of Wonders first, which was put off a bit to the side, so it did take a bit longer to take out, but th000 now actually taking a bit too much damage here on his Priest of the Moon. He does eventually move it back, and entangling going off there on this 100, and they're going to be taken down. Oh no, nice healing scroll used there by th000, going to keep it alive for a bit longer, but eventually this focus will take it down, and one Dryad actually going to be doing a fair bit of damage as well, and Bears now being brought out as well, so really going to be able to tank a huge amount of damage while doing a fair bit of damage as well. That's very, very nice, and a fantastic position here now for Zai. You can see th000's being forced to fight in the range of all these Ancients, actually only one Ancient, because the Ancient of Lore is building another Bear. Nice staff there, maybe going to try and heal up and then use rejuvenation. Yeah, very sent to the very back, very, very nice, but a heroic defense here by Zai, really keeping all his units alive and well, while just whittling down th000's army, and th000 just realized he's taking far too much damage, so he either needs to get out, bring in some siege, or just move back, maybe do some tech switch or bring in some merch, something like that. And yeah, he's just changing it up, as we can see. Maybe he's going to decide he should just try and attack from this side, or I mean the problem is that basically no matter where you attack from, you're in range of the orb of venom, and that's just the huge threat at this point. It just puts out so much damage, and so th000's deciding that he knows that Zai's trapped in his base, so he can go off and do a whole bunch of other things. He's going to do some creeping now, get close to level 5 as well. That's going to be pretty potent. Obviously Starfall is going to be much less useful at level 6 now that there's entangle around, but look, with 3 bears out already and a Dryad, Zai's actually slowly building his way back into this game, but really th000 just has such a strong army at this point. He really just needs to not give up his advantage. He needs to try and capitalize on it somehow, knowing that he does have such map control at this point, but not for too much longer. He needs to make the most of it while he before sort of a critical mass of bears is built up, at which point it just becomes so hard to take out. And th000 doing a good job actually buying a whole bunch more items, buying a TP as well, which is actually about to go for a very, very strong attack, going for the creep jack. Almost certainly, I doubt he's going to be creeping this, but he's going to be hoping that Zai is. Unfortunately he isn't, so he's not going to be able to do any extra damage. He brings out an owl scout now, which is going to be able to see this demon hunter coming straight in here, and he's going to be maybe hoping for the surround. No, his battle golem's too far back to get that surround, and so we now get to see th000 undoubtedly go for an attack. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I'm sure he's going to go for him because he's bought all these items now, and the items really, it's not that they lose their value, it's just that gold becomes much less valuable as the game goes on, so spending it on things like this, which you could buy later on in the game, really doesn't make a huge amount of sense if you're not going to be doing some sort of attack. We know we do have th000 finally going for an expansion here, and Zai actually immediately scouting this out, so that's very useful for him. It's going to mean that he understands th000's game plan now. Clearly th000 saw what how big an army Zai had, as well as a good combination of tanking units in the bears and damage in the berserker, the heroes, and the Dryad, and th000 just decided that that wasn't something he wanted to engage at this moment, so instead he decided to expand, and he's going to actually have to creep that out, at which point Zai might be good to go in for a creep jack there, try and do a bit of damage, and get out of there, because he does have a TP if he very much needs to, but th000 actually bringing up a bunch of wisps around as well. Still no tech actually from him, although he has 2,000 lumber, so it's not too bad for him just to be carrying these wisps around with him, just so he can get off the spells for the roar, for the entangle, and just to drain mana off the bears as well. There's a whole bunch of uses for dispels in this matchup, especially in this situation, and th000 really does want this level 5. Almost always seen this, apart from that mud golem, which basically shouldn't be fighting anyways, or range, so it really makes sense to try and get that level 3 aura, which just deals so much extra damage. And I'm amazed th000 actually hasn't started attacking, because he has a whole bunch of money. He's now at 54 food as well, so he really should be going for an attack pretty soon. This mud golem actually at very low health, and he does need to be careful with that. It might be best for him to creep out this expansion, and then while it's vulnerable and sort of easy to attack for Zai, th000 could then go for an attack maybe, and this Gloves of Haste actually is going to be very, very useful in combination with Searing Arrow, which now that this Priest of the Moon is at level 4, he's probably started to get. I can't actually remember, but th000's now finishing this expansion up, so maybe he's going to use the Tree of Life to do some tanking, as well as some of these wisps which he has had with him just around. Maybe he's just going to start using them for gold mining, because he has so much lumber anyway, so he doesn't really need to have too many more on lumber for the moment at least. th000 actually with a whole bunch of moon juice left as well, and we're going to see this creeping finished off here by Zai, hopefully, although th000's coming in for yet another creep jack. This game just so back and forth. Both players really want this creep because it can drop really useful items in this situation. Obviously for Zai, things like Vampiric Aura could just be so powerful at this point, and then this Demon Hunter now going to come in. We can see he's actually bought an anti-magic potion, so if he does get slowed, he can get rid of that, which is obviously hugely important in this situation. But th000, there's so many units, he's getting such a good arc here on these bears, which obviously are still unupgraded, because you just need a huge number of units in this situation, and things like rejuvenation don't benefit from having attack upgrades, things like that. And it looks like th000 actually going to try and get us around here. He's going to be able to kill at least one bear, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to get that second one, which was a bit out of the way. Ooh, nice staff there at the last second though. We do have staffs on both the heroes for Zai at this point, and so he's going to be able to save a lot of bears. These bears put straight back into druid form, so that they can regenerate their mana a bit faster, and so they can use all the rejuvenations that they really do need to at this point, because you can see there's a lot of low units around for Zai, and still these creeps are uncrept, and these creeps are finally being crept now for th000, who really needs to get this expansion up and running, because otherwise he just has no advantages. We can see Zai still at no upkeep, so th000's being massively outmined for a little while at least, until he can get this mine up and running, which will be about a minute from now. And th000 now is at level 5 though, picking up a parry after vitality as well. Gonna be useful, almost 1,000 hit points now on this Priest of the Moon as well, with 7 armor because he is an agility, or she is an agility hero obviously as well. So let's take a look at what item actually was dropped there. Plus 6 intelligence. That's not bad for that Keep to the Grove, considering that th000 won't have a Demon Hunter out, and so he's going to be able to get these last couple kills, hoping for a Tome of Experience at this point. Ooh, he does get it as well. Very, very nice. It's basically such a useful item once you've hit level 5, just because you can't get experience from creeping anymore, and it looks like th000's now has a huge number of huntresses, actually. Really crazy. I'm not sure what his food count is. He's at 70 food of huntresses now, and he's just going to be trying to chase down these units. He's probably going to pick a fight here. He does have 2 healing. Oh no, he has 1 healing scroll left, and he does have his TP as well, so he can get out of this if things go really, really badly. But at this point, really, he should, hunters are just so easy to micro. He should just pick those low ones back, or the ones that obviously aren't entangled. And apart from that, he should be able to do a huge amount of damage here without taking too much himself, especially with these with the Shadow Priest in the back, and with the Mud Golem, which actually shouldn't be up front, but with a anti-magic potion being used now by Zai, it's going to keep his Demon Hunter safe for a little while at least. Meanwhile, th000 now going for this Ancient of Lore Wall. It's still producing a bunch of bears, and he's gonna, obviously that's just sort of a gambit to try and force Zai out, and whenever Zai moves too far back, th000 can just go for the attack, but looks like he's actually pulling back. He's taking a lot of damage on a lot of his units, and surprisingly he didn't just attack with the rest of his high hit point huntresses, so he can get fantastic use of his healing scroll while not taking really too much damage at all. And I guess it's just the entangling roots provide such a threat. It's still only level 1, but very close to level 2 entangling roots coming out, and it looks like th000's actually going to be going for a bit of a juke here, trying to catch Zai out and go for an attack from an odd angle when he has vision that Zai's, ooh, look at this, 2 huntresses being caught out here. One of them gets killed and the other one is entangled, and the entangling root's not going to run out. Oh, maybe it just runs out in time, but th000 obviously can't hide before the actual effects of hide kick in, and so it looks like Zai actually now going to get a good angle here on th000, with th000 once he's killed that Ancient of Lore, can sort of rearrange his hunters into a very nice position here. And this Priest of the Moon now actually moving a bit far forward, but after being mana burned, not going to take too much damage, and th000 deciding he's taking too much damage on his hunters here, is going to try and run out. He should be able to keep all his hunters in the range of the TP. He does lose a couple at the end there, but Zai now with a very threatening army. Look at this, what is this? 8 bears, and even a couple of treants as well. That's not something you see often, and a couple of dryads and mercs as well. That's a very, very scary army, considering that th000 is basically just a tier 1 army at this point. His main is even mined out at this point, so really Zai, no income at the moment, but he's going to be walking his Tree of Eternity around. He does have Nature's Blessing, so he can get it there quite quickly, but Zai does need to do this creeping, and actually knowing this, it might be in th000's interest just to be continually pressured. Ooh, I actually forgot his Robe of the Magi there when he went to use his Clarity, or maybe he didn't think th000 was coming in, but th000 is coming in. I think it'd be very, very clever for th000 now if he just continued pressuring, or if he had continued pressuring, just because he knew that Zai was on 0 income, so he could be mining for so much longer, for the entire time that he knew that Zai was, or couldn't creep out that camp. And it looks like, oh, Zai just going to get to that Robe of the Magi in time. Obviously, actually, it worked out for him in the end, because it meant that he got a whole bunch of extra mana regeneration. Oh, he looks like he keeps on forgetting to pick it up there. He does eventually pick it up, and he is in a bit of trouble now in terms of getting surrounded. It looks like he should be able to, oh no, th000 gets a nice block there, and there's a whole bunch of Moonwolves back here, as well as a TP and a Potion of Healing, so that Keep the Grove will be able to get out, but may have to TP away, and that's going to mean that the bears have to go home as well, unless they're all moved back as well. Treants being brought out as well. Very nice escape route being planned here by Zai. He's getting blocked a bit here, and now th000's actually being put into the back of the Zai space. Fantastic sort of escape attempt there, and that's just really, really nice play there by Zai, who just kept his Keep the Grove alive, and put and sort of lured th000 into a very bad position. He must have had that planned out. He must have been thinking ahead. I can get rid of these trees quickly and forge my own route, and just sort of have a little great escape going for me. And this one Tree of Life here, uprooted. Still obviously no Nature's Blessing, because he's still at tier 1. Yeah, he's still at tier 1, 23 minutes into this game, and he's going to need to do some decking at some point, you would think, but this is just such constant aggression, such a huge number of huntresses. Well, he's 60 food now for th000, and I think he's just totally outgunned at this point, because we have 56 food of tier 3 as opposed to 60 food of tier 1, and also bear in mind that Zai has 10 food of heroes, whereas th000 only has 5 food of heroes, although his hero is slightly higher level, and actually has pretty decent items at this point. Keeps on being able to rebuy those those items, just because his units are actually quite cheap. Hunters don't actually cost too much considering the amount of food they take up, and it looks like Thu's gonna go for a block here with his Shadow Priest, and he is gonna be able to get it, though he is gonna lose that Shadow Priest. But for the price of saving his Priest of the Moon, or at least stopping her from having to TP away, that's very, very nice. And it looks like Thu's now going to go for this Tree of Eternity, which is very ambitious here. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it in time, because Zai's got to be coming in pretty soon. And it looks like we're even going to be seeing a TP, but oh no, Zai moving some of his units forward. Will he be able to catch all his units in the TP? No, he misses his Demon Hunter. Oh, that's very, very bad for him. It looks like Thu's going to know this is happening, but it looks like Thu's Priest of the Moon now taking a lot of focus, going to be running, trying to stay alive for as long as possible, down to 38 hit points, but will be able to take down this Tree of Eternity. Very nice play here by Thu, knowing exactly the limits of his army. He's going to lose a couple hunters here before the TP goes off, but for the price of that Tree of Eternity, that's more than worth it. And that's going to leave no Tree of Life now for Zai, so he's not even going to be able to produce bears. That's just so bad for him. And Zai now gonna have to maybe go for some pushing or putting up an expansion. He does have enough money for an expansion. He does have some wisps around, so I think he should just try and put up a new mine. Obviously, you can build them here or something, and at that point, and just try and creep defensively. That would probably be his best point at this point. It looks like he's actually going for an attack now. This is very, very interesting here. I guess he just doesn't want he thinks Thu's mining off 2 bases. He doesn't want to be mining off 0 bases. While Thu is mining off 2, but actually Thu's just mining off 1 at the moment. His Tree of Life has been going on some epic journey just around the map at this point, and it looks like a treants being brought out yet again. Thu has so much lumber around, still actually 3,000 lumber now. He could afford to be bringing in some wisp to dispel these treants, as well as all the other things I was talking about earlier. That's just another thing that's nice to get rid of. And Thu now having this nice meat wall, but he just keeps on having to move back because all his units are getting a bit low, and he is now out of moon juice completely, and it's still only the 5th dot of day, so he has a whole bunch of time before we do actually get any more rejuvenation. It looks like a mana burn goes off here. Will we get an entangling root? So 11 hit points left, and oh my god, the Priest of the Moon goes down, and Thu is now in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure how much money he has left. Oh, he has a bunch of money left, so he can tavern that back, but it will be quite weird. And as I say, he doesn't have the money to or the moon juice to heal it up, so he's gonna need to. Actually, he can't even buy healing potions because he doesn't have tier 2, so he's in a lot of trouble. He has now bought back his Priest of the Moon. He should go for a counter attack here. It looks like that is what he's going for. Maybe going to buy an invuln pot before he goes. That make a good choice. But at this point, now that he's lost this expansion as well, he can't afford to be throwing away money, and getting some nice detonates off there, managing to hit the Demon Hunter as well as some of the bears, and looks like he's now going to be going for this counter attack. We do have an expansion going up here for Zai, very, very nicely. He's building it on the other side of the map, though with Hunters as being so mobile, it's not the best move in the world, but it looks like Zai probably staffed that Keep the Grove home, knowing that he could get a whole bunch of kills without being in too much trouble, especially with this orb. It's just so nice. You can see just going down the line, hitting every unit once to get that poison effect, and that's just so lethal. And we know this Priest of the Moon, I'm amazed actually, Priest of the Moon isn't using Searing Arrows, maybe either saving up the mana, or he's gone for level 2 Owlscud. I wasn't actually paying attention. I guess it's possible he's done that. It's just Searing Arrows actually add so much DPS, and especially against bears, it's really useful. It looks like another Hunter's gonna be picked off here. Keep the Grove out of mana, but will have enough mana for another Entangling Roots very, very soon. And actually, through killing some Moonwalls, which still have Moon Juice in them, that's very, very bad. And the Keep the Grove now going to TP away, and so that's going to be a bit of a nice attack here by Thu, but just so many units left here for Zai, and Thu still with this Tree of Life alive. This is an original one. You will be able to plop it down there, and there's still 9,000 gold left in this mine. Meanwhile, Zai's going to want to get over here and creep out this camp as soon as possible so that he can start getting some income, because he's been on 0 income for a very, very long time now. And it looks like, oh, look at this, Thu even trying to ninja steal Zai's natural expansion there. That's very, very nice for him, and it looks like Thu could be coming in here. His Priest of the Moon so close to level 6, every unit hiding here because he's worried about Zai being close, and it looks like Zai actually going to be creeping out this camp instead. It's very odd. He definitely needs to be creeping out this camp very, very shortly, especially considering his Nature's Blessing. He can just walk that in quite quickly, unless he's hoping to do some creeping with just the Tree of Life and maybe a couple mercs or something. He's going to be hard pressed to creep it out anyways. And so, oh my god, this game is so amazing. Thu now running around with this Priest of the Moon very close to level 6. Obviously creeping won't get him that level 6, but it can get him some gold if he wants it. And at this point really he's quite short on gold, only 64 gold. And does he have any wisps left? This could be bad for Thu. He might need the gold desperately. He's sold all his items by the looks of things. and I'm not sure if there was any wisps left. He's definitely, maybe that's why he's doing this creeping out, just for the money, because obviously, and obviously you can sell the items as well, but without the money he can't build too many wisps, and that could mean that whole expansion is for nothing, and he is going to get this kill here, pick up circlet, which is actually a great item to sell. It's worth so much more than the other equivalent items, and looks like th000 did actually, did he manage to hide that tree, the tree of life? That's very impressive if he did, or a bit careless by Zai really, and it looks like this one tree of life is being walked in here for Zai now, and this mine is now up and running, or going up at least, and th000's building some wisps, which he will eventually be able to put on the mine there, and looks like Zai actually bringing in one wisp of his own. But both players actually very low on wisps at this point, considering just how they've been thrown away so far, and looks like th000 just going to be scouting out what's going on. Should probably try and get in here while Zai's on the exact opposite side of the map. He does have a TP, but he doesn't have a base here, and actually that's a bit unfortunate now for him that his mine is so far, or that his future mine at least is so far away from his base, because it means th000 with his super mobile huntresses can just be running back and forth between them, while Zai with his much slower bears will just be forced to either spend money TPing around, or well, he will TP around, but he won't be able to TP here. He'll have to staff. Oh, actually no, now that he has base as well, he can't even use his nice little staffing to the altar trick, which he was using before, unless he buys a staff of teleportation. So really, th000 could go for some nice damage here, take out a bunch of these buildings, which are quite important to Zai at the moment, because obviously things like, you don't want to have to do a whole bunch more teching to build bears and stuff like that. And then there's a whole bunch of moon juice there as well, and th000 now going to pick up Lionhorn with Stormwind, another good item to sell really, and this mine has now started. We know th000's mine has 3 wisps in it there, and has another mine on the exact opposite side of the map, which isn't actually, or is only mining with 1 wisp at the moment, so it'd be interesting to see how Zai wants to react to that, because they're just so far apart, and he just has a much less mobile army at this point, and both sides are creeping, but they all have high enough, or they all have 5+ level heroes, so they're just doing it for the money at this point, and the items, but the items are basically to sell for th000, although Zai has some fantastic items actually on his Demon Hunter, plus 33 damage at the moment on that Demon Hunter because of that roar and all the claws he has. Very, very nice, as well as a greater invuln pot, but it looks like th000's going to be taking down these buildings. Very good choice here. He does have a TP if things really come to it, but apart from that, it's just a nice way of keeping Zai busy, keeping him away from doing some scouting out of th000's bases, which he does need to get going at this point, and keeping him away from th000's base as well, which is actually quite a gold mine in terms of things that can be killed. th000 actually with no Ancients of War at this point, so he's, oh actually no, he does have 1 Ancient of War here, but he doesn't have the ability to spend all the money he's going to be bringing in soon, so he's going to either want to tech or build some more Ancients of War or something, and looks like th000 now actually being forced to TV away just because he sees that Keepler Grove. That's a good choice there, just in case there was a whole army, but in fact there wasn't. There was just a couple of heroes. Meanwhile, his entire army was defending his 1 base here, which actually is unable to produce wisps because he's at 49 out of 10 food. It's going to be a long time before Zai can produce any wisps, and this is actually a terrible situation for him because he only has 1 wisp, which he's going to have to produce all his moon wells, unless he wants to lose a whole bunch of units. He's going to have to produce 3 more moon wells after this one, just with that 1 wisp. It's going to take him absolutely ages to be able to produce even 1 more wisp, and so that's going to cost him a huge amount of time. Oh, look at this, ensnare, or entangle goes off, and that priest of the moon goes down yet again. Oh wow. So I'm not sure if he can recover from this, because now we're going to be seeing this base being under attack here by Zai, and meanwhile Zai can do some scouting now because he knows he's under a bit less pressure. th000 will have to drive back his Priest of the Moon yet again. There he does it already, and he's fortunate actually he didn't get to level 6 yet, because that would have cost him a whole bunch more. He's only 5 experience away now, so it'd be nice to get it, but as I say, Starfall isn't going to be too useful in this situation because of that entangle, and th000 now looks like he wants to do some creeping here just for that gold and those items, and it looks like he's going to be going for it right now. Meanwhile, we do have this Ancient of War is producing some, ooh, look at this, th000 actually building a tree of life here, is producing some more hunters as well, and it looks like th000 could be able to creep this camp fairly handily. Going to take a bit of damage, but he does have at least 1 moon well here with a bit of moon juice. And it looks like th000 actually going to lose this mine here. He looks like he actually lost the mine rather than the Tree of Life, but the Tree of Life will eventually go down, and some nice detonates did go off there. th000 should hopefully detonate this. Oh no, he doesn't. You can detonate when you're entangled. That certainly would have been the good choice, but it is quite micro intensive, and certainly Thu has a whole bunch of things he needs to be doing. And looks like, ooh, he's picked up a Zeppelin here, so he can do a bit of harassment, knowing that Zai doesn't have too many anti-air units. Zai obviously has the Berserker, he has a Dryad, and he can pass the orb to the Demon Hunter so that both of his heroes are anti-air as well. And apart from that, actually the Demon Hunter does so much damage, it's going to be pretty tricky now for Thu to do too much with the Zeppelin if it's in range of the Demon Hunter. And it looks like Thu actually he does. Oh, he does still have the Tree of Life going up here, and is doing a bit of attacking here. Just probably it's a bit of distraction. And Zai now going to try and take down some of Thu's moon walls, and it looks like Thu actually dropped his units, so he can do some more creeping here. But or maybe he just accidentally aggroed the creeps, and he's picked up a Rope of the Magic +6. It might be worth selling, but at this point, really, he might just want it for the extra damage. Although I think the threat of Mana Burn is just so present, and it's just such a threat. Because it can just do so much for you. And ooh, Thu's actually picked up a Shredder as well, and he has his Zeppelin just hanging around as well, so he will be able to pick up his units and fly away should a big army of Zai run in. And looks like Keeper of the Grove running in, which is pretty threatening because he can't get off and entangle on one of the hunters, and then yeah, there it goes there. And unfortunately, Thu managed to pick up his other hunters before there's too many attacks managed to go off on it. And it looks like Thu now going to do some more creeping here with another Zeppelin just around, just to maybe. I'm not sure. He surely can't be thinking about doing anything on the islands. But we're going to have to see how he wants to play it. And Thu could be able to take out these creeps. Interestingly, he never went for Searing Arrow. He must have gone for level 2 owls. And so that's quite an odd choice there. I'm not sure what the thinking is there, because Searing Arrows are just so damaging. And it looks like Thu actually putting up a Moonwall here, which has been scouted by Zai. He's going to try and take it out. And Zai at this point must be realizing that he's a bit outgunned, bringing out some Treants as well, which Thu could at the very least cancel this Moonwall and then detonate that Wisp. Just maybe save it a bit of trouble, because it is going to go down anyway, so you may as well do that damage to the Treants. And actually, if he detonates another Wisp as well, he can. Oh yes, he does! Beautiful play there by Thu. I was just saying that when that TP started, and that's going to cancel the TP in from the Demon Hunter. That's very annoying. Meanwhile, Thu continuing to take down these units one by one, and he has these mines all over the map. Actually, he's even rebuilding this one. Beautiful play here by Thu, who can bring in another couple Wisps just to dispel these Treants, but they're immediately being separated now by Zai. Much smarter move, and I can't believe Zai actually used the TP to the Treant as opposed to the Keeper of the Grove, knowing the threat that was there. And Thu probably want to pop out his Wisp just to repair again. And the Demon Hunter now coming in. Now this is going to be enough to take down this mine though. Very nice play here by Zai. Not too much Thu can do about it. He's bringing in his army. Actually, maybe that's going to be enough. And he does immediately get the detonates off to lower the DPS here. Entangle goes off on that Priest of the Moon. And actually the others haven't been brought in as well. This is going to be enough to chase away Zai's heroes, which are just so strong at this point. And it's very nice here, although Thu needs to be careful about losing too many more Huntresses, because they do give a whole bunch of experience, and level 6 Demon Hunter is so strong. And actually I'm a huge fan of Tranquility, the level the Keeper of the Grove ultimate as well. It's just so strong. It has such a short cooldown, and it does so much healing. It's really insanely powerful. And this Zeppelin now could actually be taken down by the double orbs of that Zai has bought, I guess because he's just had no supply, no food, and just so much gold coming in that he may as well buy a whole bunch of really nice items. And Thu now could have bring his Owl Scout out just to see what's going on, and a couple players being brought in, but the remainder still being left at his base. He is just so important that he keeps his base up. You can see he hasn't even been able to start mining because he only has this one Wisp. He's now at 49 out of 30. He'll soon be at 49 out of 40. Then he'll have to build one more. He'll be at 49 out of 50, and he'll then be able to start building Wisps. And it looks like Thu just having this mine on the it is now going to go down, and he should be able to he should detonate a couple of these on the Keeper of the Grove. Yes, he does. He detonates all of them. Keeper of the Grove down to 0 mana, and does have 9 intelligence, so we'll be able to regenerate that mana, or 9 extra intelligence, so we'll be able to regenerate that quickly. Meanwhile, another Tree of Life going up here, and Thu probably eventually wants to creep out that, but it's a bit of a tricky camp at this point. And Thu getting a Zeppelin with his hero ensnared. Obviously, if you lose your Zeppelin with your hero ensnared, when the Zeppelin's ensnared is not as bad, but it's still pretty bad. I mean, you lose a Zeppelin, so Thu now going to pick up a bunch of low units. He's actually creeping really aggressively here. He has got his level 6 as well. Look at how many low units here there are for Thu. It's so tricky to try and take out a camp like this when you have such low health on your units. And Thu getting food accuracy, absolutely useless. He'll just be able to sell that though. Picking up a Rune Bracers, it's not a great item. I mean, it's nice against some the attacks, or the magic attacks from the heroes, but that's just the attacks just on the just on his Priest of the Moon aren't the big threat. A whole bunch of mercs here for Thu. He's gonna be able to trying to chase down some of Zai's heroes there, and Zai has now brought his Demon Hunter here, making great use of the Staff of Teleportation. Gonna try and take down this one mine, but Thu just has these mines going up everywhere. He's even rebuilding this one now, and it looks like Zai actually gonna be doing a bit of damage while trying to keep away. Thu meanwhile has a whole bunch of gold. He just has so many mines up. He just keeps on being able to buy healing scrolls and TPs and in one pop. And this game has just completely completely changed what it's about basically. And Thu taking a whole bunch of damage now on these units, even getting this Ogre Muller entangled, and that level 3 entangle is so powerful that actually Thu dispels it. And that's a fantastic choice, because level 3 entangled is, I want to say 900 damage. That can't be right, but it's a huge amount of damage over the time, unless you have some way of healing. And it looks like Zai has managed to take down this one mine before it's mined too much, but it certainly has provided a time drain basically for Zai. Meanwhile, Thu has managed to set up another expansion, which he should be walking in here as soon as he can creep it out, though that's a bit of a ways away. He does need to do all this healing first, and probably needs to defend his base. I'm not sure if Zai's going to move in now, but that certainly would be a nice little way to keep Thu busy. And a couple wisps here now for Thu, probably the ones that were on the mine, are now going to try and run away. And immediately we can see Zai's fantastic at spreading out these attacks, making sure that all the units take one hit first, so that they do get poisoned, so that they can be taken down in 2 hits by the Keep Their Grove, who otherwise wouldn't be able to do that. And look at that staffing, fantastic staffing line. Keeping all his units alive just by various use of various staffs. And Thu now making good use of the Zeppelin. I think it would be nice actually to see Zai buy a Zeppelin. Finally, this 4th Moonwall going up here. It's been so long since he's been able to mine anything, and once this goes up, he will be able to start producing wisps. And that's just gonna be so useful. We can see as soon as it goes up, he's happy to be able to produce 1 wisp. And at that point, he needs to produce another Moonwall. Unfortunately, this is so unlucky for Zai that he was caught at such a high food with absolutely no Moonwalls left. And looks like Thu still with 1 Ancient of War actually from the beginning. It's just been sitting there very, very nice, and I don't think he's actually built any huntresses from it for a long time actually, but he's just been buying items and buying mercs as well, which is a good choice. And Thu now realizes he has this Tree of Life here, but it's going to be hard for him to creep it out. Getting his Zeppelin, dropping everything around these 2 heroes. These heroes should be staffed home. The Keeps Their Grove actually now in a lot of trouble, having to use his TP, and his Demon Hunter now going to run and do as much damage as possible, maybe get off a Mana Burn or something. No, just be happy to be safe, because he was slowed, and that's just such a heavy risk. You don't have to want to use your Potion of Invulnerability when it's just such a rare and so useful item. And Zai now keeping his entire army still around his base, because it's just such a threat that the Zeppelin will drop a bunch of Huntresses down, and that'll be enough to take it out. And it looks like we have 1 Zeppelin here just doing a bit of scouting, although the Owl Scout is fantastic for that. And it looks like Thu did aggro the creeps, but he just knew that the creep jack was coming in, and he was right. Demon Hunter still very, very close to 6, but it hasn't quite happened yet. Thu picking up all his units. Will he be able to get them? Oh yes, he will be able to. Actually kept this Zeppelin alive. That's very impressive. And looks like still there's just so much damage coming out from these heroes, even without Roar. Plus 23 damage on that Demon Hunter, and you can imagine once he gets level 6 and he gets Metamorphosis, that's just going to be such huge DPS. Thu has managed to repopulate this 1 gold mine. Ooh, and is teching. For the first time ever, we're seeing some tech from Thu here. We're only 42 minutes into this game, and he's started to do some teching. And Thu now, oh my god, look at that. He's actually dropping his oh, look at this Starfall going off. He dropped his Muggle far too far forward, but it looks like without the Keep Their Grove around, who does need to staff in, but I think that's a Demon Hunter. Yes, it is the Demon Hunter. There's no staff obviously on the Keep Their Grove, who was away from the Demon Hunter, so couldn't be staffed in. Finally, Keep Their Grove has bought a staff and will be able to entangle this. Yes, there goes the entangle there. No TP actually for this Priest of the Moon, willing to be using the Zeppelin to get out here, but look at all these low units being picked up by Thu. Fantastic micro. A bit of focus goes off on that Zeppelin, but Thu just brings it back, and I think at this point Thu could be able to take down the gold mine and then get out of here. And oh no, he doesn't quite manage to take out the gold mine, but let's just take a look at this Zeppelin. Look at all these low units. Fantastic micro there, and did a whole bunch of damage to all of Zai's units as well. So certainly these bears have been doing nothing for so long. They all have enough mana for rejuvenations plenty, and Thu just gonna get out of here. And still, I wonder what happened to that Tree of Life actually that Thu had around here. It's gone walkabouts. Oh, here it is. Here, Thu though doesn't really need the income, though it's certainly nice to have it just in case. He has 2,500 gold, 2,500 lumber, which is a great position to be in, really. And Thu now with this 1 5 hit point Zeppelin or Shredder just sticking around at the back there. Obviously, he's just not going to ever put that into battle, so he doesn't have to pay to repair it. And this one mine now entangling, I'm not sure, we've probably seen 10 expansions now from th000 over the course of this game, really playing this in an almost moon style, and it's impressive actually he's managed to keep these buildings up the whole time, because Zai's been so reluctant to move out of his new base, just because of the threat of attack, which we did see there is fantastic, which with all the managing to avoid being entangled for so long that he did do there, and the Demon Hunter is still so close to level 6 now, and th000 absolutely knows how close to level 6 that is, and is terrified of losing any more units, which he's about to do here unfortunately, but it looks like the Demon Hunter is too far away, so we won't be getting experience from that, so we'll be level 5 for a bit longer at least, and it looks like this Keeper Grub actually did manage to take down that Mud Golem, and then just the rest of th000's units did manage to get away though. A bunch of low Ogre Maulers here, such a pain to heal up. He does have a couple Shadow Priests which might be well suited to healing goes up though, because it just takes so long to do any other method, and Zai now actually bringing out his treants again and using an entangle and just a focus to take down those two wisps before they can detonate. Very, very nice there by Zai, stopping th000 from getting that detonate off, which he does need. And this these mines still are going. It looks like, oh, look at this sappers being outbought here by Zai. Fantastic play here, because th000 doesn't have the Nature's Blessing, so he will be able to do a whole bunch of damage there. Unfortunately, he has now tech to tier 2, so it's not going to be the instant kill, but it's still going to be very, very nice, and hopefully he'll be able to staff to the Zephyrins or to the Sappers or something. But look how many mercs we've had in this game. It's absolutely crazy, crazy game. And th000 does lose expansion, but look how many units he has left, and these Sappers are going to be coming in. But looks like, oh, looks like a Dryad was there. Scouted that it was had actually tracked to a Tree of Ages, so it does have more hit points, and obviously usually 2 sappers can just take out a Tree of Life, but a Tree of Ages that isn't the case for. And look at this Nature's Blessing even coming in as well. I'm not sure if th000 maybe saw those sappers and was worried about them just going somewhere else. And this Tree of Life still just hanging out here, because this creeping is just so tricky for th000 to do. But he does have a significant army. Look how many mercs this is. Well, this is 4 Ogre Maulers, 3 Shadow Priests, 4 Shadow Priests, a couple Berserkers, just insane. And then only 3 Huntresses from ages ago, which I doubt he's actually built any new ones in a long, long time. He does have this Ancient of War right here, and he's actually at 62 food, and producing Ancient of War, even though Zai's now scheduled out, it would be amazing if he just bought another sapper and just immediately blew this up. But looks like th000's realised that he's immediately been scouted out, and I think it would have been nice if this Hunter's Hall had been taken out by Zai, and looks like this one Tree of Life is actually scouted out, and that will go down eventually in time. This Demon Hunter is now level 6, which is a huge thing in and of itself, because that metamorphosis is just so unstoppable, even against this huge army. You can just pick off units one by one, and you just don't have the DPS. Actually, this army pretty low in DPS. Ogre Maulers have low DPS. Huntresses have alright DPS. Berserkers is the only thing with really good DPS in this army, as well as the Prince of the Moon, which is just insane DPS. But that's only one unit basically, but it is almost all ranged, so that's a very, very nice, synergizes very well with the or another Starfall going off here. We do have a TP, it looks like it's actual TP going off here, and th000's now going to be caught in a bad position. He does have a TP this time, he does have the money, there really doesn't have an excuse to not buy one. He's going to try and take down this Tree of Life, and then probably get out of here, because he's just taking too much damage. Priest of the Moon taking a lot of focus, Metamorphosis being used, good choice here, he should have used it a bit earlier on. Level 6 down with Keeper of the Grove as well, so Tranquility is a possibility at least in this game, and as I said, I love Tranquility as a spell, and it looks like th000 does actually manage to get out of here with a couple losses, but taking out that Tree of Life is so crucial, because it is the only income here, and it looks like, I'm not sure what happened actually to those Ancients of War, if they were cancelled, or if Zai brought in his heroes to take him out, or even if it could have been a sapper, I suppose. And it looks like th000 actually running all his units away. Zai seems to know where he is, or at least is taking a guess, and now that he's spent Demon Hunter in Metamorphosis form, you don't want to waste it just by sitting around, you want to go and attack something, and it looks like this one mine will probably go down at this point, and meanwhile th000 doing some more creeping here, again just for the nice items and for the money, which th000 doesn't really need, but it's nice to deny the money to Zai on top of everything else. He is going to be able to take down these creeps quite handily. It's quite nice not to have to worry about what your Ancient of War is attacking as well, and actually a bunch of wisps around here as well, and I think the fact that those shredders, or those sappers aren't around, mean that he did use them to possibly take out those Ancients of Lore. Would have been a nice move at least if he got them while they were building, and it looks like he got this expansion as well, so th000 now down to no expansions, I think. Yeah, th000 now isn't mining, and Zai will be mining eventually, but that's still a couple minutes off at least, and I'm not sure how many wisps he is around, so we're going to have to see. I guess he will be able to build them at least, but that's going to take a bit longer as well. Just all these things adding to the slowing of Zai's mining. He does actually have a couple wisps around the map, so that's alright for him, I suppose. And actually th000 is a couple back here as well, so he could start re-expanding if he wants to. He does have this mine almost up and running, but he's actually building some more wisps there as well, rather than moving his other ones around, which I guess is could allow him to take some more expansions later on. Detonate, nice detonate there. Zai actually moved it a bit back just to detonate on the 100th, which obviously doesn't have mana, but it might have just been that that's where he clicked it. But getting that detonate is the big thing, because you just want to stop that, keep that Priest of the Moon from getting too many levels. Because obviously that Priest of the Moon just such a threat at the moment as a support unit, and th000 now picking up these couple of units as soon as Zai gets close. Very, very nice map awareness there, and knowledge of what's going on, and gonna have to get out of here. Look how many units he's picked up here, just so many mercs, and in a merc unit no less. And it looks like th000 actually has run his Priest of the Moon, his invisible Priest of the Moon, into this mine now, and possibly gonna want to go for this Tree of Life with the aid of his mercs. But we're gonna have to see if he's gonna be able to do that or not, and it's gonna be interesting to actually see what Sai's gonna do. Sai not thinking this is a possibility, instead gonna go for a counter attack here, and th000 now does have this mine up and running with 3 west, building 2 more as well. And looks like he's going for the Starfall, but immediately gets entangled here, and it looks like the Demon Hunter's gonna TP in as well. And this Priest of the Moon does have a TP to get out of here. th000 can't be wasting money for this entire game, which he's spending so much money on items just doing, and looks like he's making a run for it, but he's just gonna get entangled again. Doesn't quite manage to get away. He did have the boots when the Keep the Grove didn't, so it was maybe worth an effort, but didn't pay off in the end. Bit unfortunate there. This Priest of the Moon being forced to TP home and then immediately staff to his massive merc army. th000 loves his mercs here. Look at all of these, and just gonna be going maybe straight back for another attack. And it looks like th000 taking this expansion, and actually Zai does have 1 wisp here, so he's going to be able to scout this out, but he's just too worried about losing his mine at this point, and Zai just doesn't have the advantage of the numbers. He has a good, strong army, good heroes, but he only has 1 base, and so he can't afford to be losing it, whereas th000's building all these bases all around the map, and it's just really stopping Zai from being able to do anything about it, because if Zai moves to kill off 1, then he'll maybe kill 1 of th000's 3 bases, but in the meantime he'll lose his 1 and only base, so it's not a good trade. But at the same time, he can't just leave th000 mining so much. Ring of Protection +4, not a great item, but I guess it's actually alright in the scale of things. And th000 even drops his Priest of the Moon to go and pick it up, and it does need to make sure he can get out of here. It gets mana burned again, and we'll be able to pick it up. Yes, he does pick it up just in time, and even darts back for that 1 Ogre Mauler. Obviously not afraid of that Demon Hunter, just using Metamorphosis and taking that Zeppelin down, which probably wasn't too much of a threat, but at the same time it's just something it's good to be aware of. And just be safe about, because if he lost that Zeppelin over trees, that would definitely be game over at this point. There's no way he could rebuild his army, just because it would take too long for his mercs to come back. And look, he's even dropping these units all back here. He's got a quite nice position here, could be able to tank, doing all the tanking on his Ogre Maulers. You know, he does a whole bunch of healing here in the back. Very, very nice, and looks like we do have this being attacked here, even Metamorphosis form being used, and he's not even taking down the Tree of Life. Oh, ooh, it's taking the Tree of Ages as well, so th000 does cancel that, and it's going to go for the detonates probably, although he's going to try and save a couple wisps. 1 immediately gets entangled. There we go, there's the dispel of an entangled wisp. Very, very nice. I guess actually what he could do is he could detonate 1 of the wisps around, which would get rid of that entangled, maybe hope that he could save that 1 entangled wisp if there was some reason to think that he was going to lose. The unentangled one, for example, was very low health. There was one of the shots in the air or something. That'd be quite a nice thing to do. Just a nice little thing to try and save those wisps. And at this point, building wisps is th000's main goal at this point. And he's probably built 100 wisps so far in this game. He just keeps on losing them. And actually, is this the original Agent of War that's just been plundering around, or trundling around the map? I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like Zai so worried about losing his base at this point. We can see he's had this base up for sort of most of the game, but still has 8,000 gold left. So really, we can just see how little money he's actually been able to do from it, and we can see Zai actually has been very good map awareness, knowing having wisps at all the remaining mines, making sure that th000 can't do any mining without him knowing about it. And that's just so important at this point. Actually, a train even being set here, maybe to try and take out a wisp or something. And it looks like we do have th000 doing some more creeping here. We have to see what item he gets, because ooh, Orb of Darkness. He's gonna have to sell that, unfortunately, because he never got a second hero. And a whole bunch of low Ogre Maulers here. Actually, very nice micro here by th000, keeping them all alive. And he's gonna be able to heal them off, obviously, with the Shadow Priest overtime. But they're actually running quite low on mana because they've been doing so much. Oh, th000 actually might lose 1. Ooh, he does lose 1 Shadow Priest there, or 1 Yeah, one Shadow Priest there, it's a bit unfortunate, but he is actually using his Orb of Darkness as opposed to the Searing Arrows, which I guess he never really went for, which is a bit of a shame. But obviously having those skeletons for a bit of scouting is quite nice. Also, just it's a bit annoying that Zai has to be taking care of them. Actually, he's putting up an expansion here, and Mino is taking down Thu's mine. Eventually, gonna have to take down this the actual Tree of Life as well. But Thu's actually scouted out this expansion as well, and we can see Thu actually keeping the Orb of Darkness. That's interesting. Although he probably will sell it as soon as he gets to a shop. But just doesn't have the time now because he wants to try and engage here. He does need to be very careful because Metamorphosis is just such a threat. And Thu still with this mine here, but actually an Ancient War being put up, which is going to be nice to at least take down the mine, if not the Tree of Life itself. And looks like Thu could be able to, or going to lose this Tree of Life, but going to be able to chase away Zai, who still actually would be it'd be quite useful for him to have a Zeppelin, even though his staffs are quite useful in themselves. It'd be quite nice just to be able to get a Zeppelin over here, and then be able to pop back in whenever he wants, as opposed to having staff out. And meanwhile, this Priest of the Moon now using his or her staff just to get out of here, hitting level 7 as well. Very, very nice. Gonna mean that I guess she can get that level 3 owl if she wants now. Who actually threw running one wisp past the Ancient of War, but not taking a second hit, so he will stay alive. And this one Tree of Life will probably be taken down in time. It's hard to say here. We're gonna have to see if these heroes come in as well. Looks like they're going to go straight for this actual mine here, which is probably the better choice because it is actually mining at full capacity now. And looks like we do have one mine going up here for Zai, but Thu's getting out as well, and Thu's setting up his counter mine as well. Fortunately, it's a bit later, and actually looks like we had a bit of a drop here, but Thu picking up one Mogre Muller and getting out of there. And it looks like we do have Metamorphosis now on the Demon Hunter somewhere, but but actually he's not gonna be able to do too much without Thu just doing these counterattacks and taking more and more mines every time. And this one actually low Zeppelin here just sitting in the middle, but still amazing game here. Just so back and forth. Both players just playing so interestingly, so merc heavy here for Thu, who's actually does have this level 7 Priest of the Moon now. He did reveal his expansion intent here, but certainly it's not a surprise that Thu wants to take that expansion, considering it does have 9,500 gold left in it, and Thu now going to lose this mine. But as Zai's just having spent all his time taking down mines, and he feels the need to constantly protect this mine as well. And every time he leaves it, Thu just drops a couple units, does a bit of damage, which then is going to force Zai to turn around. We can see one bear being forced to turn around here, and that's going to be enough to chase away this one Ogre Mauler, obviously. Although Priest of the Moon now coming in as well, maybe we could see a Starfall. That'd be quite nice because they'll take a couple seconds at least for the keep to go to get back into this battle. And Thu does have the money to TP out if he really needs to. Meanwhile, actually that's exactly what Thu's doing. But again, he has a bit of damage, and then he needs to bring a Zeppelin or something to get out. He does actually have 2 Zeppelins as well, so he'll be more than fine to get out of here. Although he does need to be careful actually, but he does need to be a bit more subtle with that. But he does eventually manage to get out of here, and Thu now being able to mine from this mine as well. Yet again, actually, just being scouted out, and the Demon Hunter just basically running around. Still no boots, actually. I think it'd be very, very nice if he had some boots on his Demon Hunter, even though he is using staff for a lot of things. It'd be pretty useful at this point if he could just if he could actually run around faster as well, because there are lots of times where he is having to run around. Meanwhile, finishing this expansion as well, going to be able to eventually start mining from it, but he's going to need to build some wisps there as well. And I think it'd be very nice actually if we did have these moonwells being taken out. They are actually at 300 mana, so it'd be nice for Zai to deny that as a possibility, as well as force Thu to build a whole bunch more moonwells like he did. Before he can build some more wisps, which is really the crux of Thu's plan at this point, is just to be able to continue building those wisps. Actually, Thu down to only 152 gold at this point. He does fortunately have this mine up and running, so he will be able to get a bit more, and he is rebuilding this one as well. I think we're probably up to what, 25 mines for Thu, or 25 Tree of Lives here for Thu. Really insane game, playing very much Moon style, and looks like we do have these bears still just camping out here. I think it would be nice if he left a couple bears around, as well as Berserker just to chase away the Zeppelin. But apart from that, if he sent a couple bears just to try and take these out, there is obviously the threat of being slowed and things like that. But the way he's playing it, he just doesn't really have an absolute plan of victory, unless it's just starving out Thu and this Demon Hunter having to staff home. But as I say, it's just pretty tricky for to see how Zai wants to win this, apart from just starving out Thu. But there's just so many mines on this map, and Thu just has so many options to when actually all these trees are gone, so the Wisps having to run all the way over there just to mine on the trees for a little bit. And it looks like we do have staff here on this onto this Dryad. Zai really doesn't want to lose the Dryad, so he should run it back. Looks like actually he might lose it. Oh, we just managed to keep it alive, and then Tango goes off on this Priest of the Moon. Very important for Thu not to lose this, so he needs to be sure that the Demon Hunter isn't coming in, which he could actually do. He could staff onto this Dryad yet again, but it looks like Thu actually bringing in his Ancient of War as well. But another Entangling Roots goes off on this Priest of the Moon, who does actually now have Searing Arrows, actually, interestingly. And it looks like this Priest of the Moon taking a lot of damage. Does actually manage to get the... Oh, look at this, getting entangled. Will he be able to keep the Priest of the Moon alive? No, he loses the Priest of the Moon. Keeps the Grove, hits level 7, and Thu now in a lot of trouble. He did have that Zeppelin, but the Priest of the Moon did get entangled at the last second. Oh my god, Thu might have just thrown this game away. I'm not sure how much gold he has left in the bank. He does have only 370 gold in the bank. It's going to take him a while to tavern that back, and it's going to take him a while to alter it back as well. So it's basically not a good situation for Thu at all at this point. He's going to need to spend all his money on getting that Priest of the Moon back, because he's really stuffed without that. And it looks like one expansion now going down for Zai. Finally, it's ever an attempt at the second one. It's one that's pretty close by, so it's a good choice, and it's one that hasn't been even started to be mined yet. But as I say, Thu has to rely on the Zeppelin to get his units out now, so he does need to be careful. Fortunately, this is still only a Tree of Life. Otherwise, it'd be very, very clever for Zai now to build a couple Agents of Wind just to chase down, just to build a Hippogriffs to chase down those Zeppelins, which have just been causing him so much pain. Thu now losing this Tree of Life and all those Wisps. So it's going to take him even longer to buy back that Priest of the Moon. And looks like we do now have the Cupid's Grove, who is level 7 as well. That's just so useful. Even look at this, producing 4 treants as well as all this damage, plus 14 damage, and no claws or anything on him as well. And this Demon Hunter as well, plus 23. Ooh, look like Thu has actually managed to buy back his Priest of the Moon, possibly with his Zeppelin. That's a nice choice there, just because it means that he can always be a bit more safe with it. And he's immediately going to fly it straight in here, going to try and take this down. He has cancelled this mine as well, so it's just this mine here for Zion is slowly running out. He needs to keep this mine alive, and Thu now I'm going to be trying to take out this mine. We do have the staff coming in. Thu does need to be careful here about the entangle. He does actually get out before the entangle even starts. Very, very nice. And as I just get able to repair it, obviously you can repair entangled gold mines for free because they don't cost anything to build. And Thu now does have this mine up and running, but he is going to lose it eventually. But oh my god, it looks like Zai just going to be immediately taking it as well. No hiding intentions here. And Zai now going to try and take this mine, but Thu actually wants it a bit earlier, so we're actually running low on mines here, at least not non-island mines here on this map, just because they're slowly being mined out. And it looks like Thu's mine here is going to go down as well. And I hate trying to spot the Zeppelin. So here it is. And Zai actually spawning the Zeppelin as well, and he's going to Thu's immediately going to drop all these units before Zai can detonate. And he's actually going to keep one Berserker in there, so he can actually buy up another Berserker, and then maybe going to buy another Zeppelin as well, because this one is getting a bit low in health, and losing the Zeppelin would just be so catastrophic at this point. And Thu does have a bit of gold in the bank, so maybe we'll be able to buy one at this point. Actually, he can't build any more Tree of Lives because he doesn't have one up at the moment. He's even going to be revealed soon, I think, which is very, very bad. And Zai now with a whole bunch of mines going up, unless Thu has one. No, I don't think Thu has any. Look at all these Trees of Life going up now for Zai, who's really managed to do a huge amount of attacking while staying defensive. But at this point, Thu's actually dropping here on the island. Maybe gonna try and take out these creeps and expand here, though he doesn't have the money to, so he's gonna need to sell these items. He does actually have a couple items on him, though, but his TP is gonna be completely useless without somewhere to TP to. And Thu actually gonna lose this one Shadow Priest. He more than anyone should know how powerful the level 10 red dragons are, and looks like Thu's now going to lose this part of his base as well. And oh my god, what an amazing game. But I think at this point Thu just has no way of taking this game, and so he just knew that it was over. And unfortunately, unfortunately it does end for him. But what an amazing game there. Zai just managed to slowly win that war of attrition that I really thought was unwinnable, just with Thu putting up so many expansions and just so much gold being mined there. But finally, Zai did manage to win that war of attrition. Very impressive there from an hour-long game as well. Really nicely played there. I hope you enjoyed this game. One of those fantastic hour-long Twisted Meadows games, which you actually get surprisingly often. It's why I really like the map, is that even though it's a bit odd and it's a bit large, it just gives you these amazing games that are just so back and forth like that one. I'm really impressed that Zai managed to win that war of attrition. So I hope you enjoyed that game. I'll bring you some more games very, very soon. Thanks for watching this effort, folks.